What's going on, guys? Got a brand new interview for you today. I'm going to be joined by the wonderful Nezlo, good friend of mine. One thing I want to ask straight off the bat. I don't take offense to this, but it has to be asked. This year, it's been pretty slow for you guys. We haven't really seen you in the limelight as much as we're used to seeing. I guess, what went wrong?
Pretty much everything. Just
Okay, straight off the bat.
that's my career. It's pretty much sums it all up. Playing best of threes in open bracket's really tough. The protect and ban system kind of sucks. It's kind of like, oh, Proofy, Cyborg, let's ban the M8. And I mean, it's not an excuse. It's kind of like you got to be ready for that kind of stuff versus these amateur teams.
Right.
So couldn't really make it through open bracket. I felt like pool play, best of fives, search and destroy. Like, give me search and destroy, and I'll get us to a game 5. But just didn't work out that way. Our team really showed its rookiness, I guess you could say. It showed its inexperience a lot, and it's just mentality. It's from the shoulders up, and it just didn't click. Like, people always talked about chemistry, TK's chemistry,
Right.
and like being on this team, I finally understand what people meant when they said TK had chemistry. Like, our players on this team, we just didn't communicate inside, outside of the game. There's no communication.
Right.
There's no chemistry, and it just showed. And we sucked. Like, we didn't go to COD XP. I don't know what else to tell you.
As well as that, we kind of saw news potentially Proofy leaving Echo Fox. It wasn't very clear. Obviously, I don't want to say it was a cryptic tweet, but Proofy just kind of said, hey, looking for a team to go to UMG with. Is that Proofy officially off Echo Fox now, or what's the inside scoop?
So, like, I had the decision to make whether I wanted Echo Fox to go to UMG Orlando, and it's just not worth the risk when it comes to the organization. Not necessarily the money, but it's like the roster I go into IW with would had to be the UMG Orlando roster.
Okay.
And that's super risky, knowing that all the rosters swap, roster mania happens. Like, the first couple weeks the game comes out every single year, every roster changes,
sure,
like almost
for sure.
every roster.
Right.
Me and Proofy were gonna get to for Orlando, and then I kind of decided, like, I want to grow my stream. I just want to continue to do what I'm doing, and then just kind of like not burn myself out for that UMG Orlando event, and then just get ready for IW, because as soon as that game comes out, I'm going to be a robot. But as for the players and Jordan, everyone's released from Echo Fox. I wanted them to have the opportunity to go to UMG Orlando under any org they wanted to go to, and I didn't want to hold anybody against their wills. So
Okay.
everyone's off the team right now.
Okay. One of the things you're kind of more famous for was winning that silver medal at X Games. Obviously, X Games is a very prestigious Call of Duty event. You managed to take home silver. What was that like? What was it like taking home a silver medal?
I mean, like, that you expect like a great response, right? Like, it's super cool and it's super important. But knowing we were that close to gold, it's not like one of those things where you make it to finals and you get destroyed, and then it's like, all right, I'm a silver medalist. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like, God damn it! Like, it was so close, like 2 rounds away. Like, after that 1v2, I thought we had that, but it's cool.
I want to talk to you about that 1v2. That's probably one of your more famous clutches. You've clutched a lot in Search and Destroy throughout your professional career. Talk me through it. What was going through your mind as you were playing?
It's just like the time kept winding down. They had the bomb planted, and it was looking slow. It was looking super slow. Like, it got down to like 20 seconds, and I still couldn't find the 2 player. I think it was Nadeshot and Scum.
Yep.
I couldn't find them, and I just like kind of had an idea. I checked everywhere on the map other than a certain specific area. So I'm like, they're gonna be set up here.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I got one, I jumped out. I killed Nade, and like, I don't know if it was a spectator glitch or Apathy has X-ray vision, but he called out where Scump was gonna be. Like, I don't know how he knew, but he's like, yo, he's behind this little blue crate. And I just turned, I snapped on him, and then I'm like, wow, I actually have time to defuse the goddamn bomb. Like, this is great. Like, it was like I've clutched a lot, but it was like not that planned. It was super opportunistic. It was super, I don't want to say lucky. Like, I'm not a very lucky person, but I was pretty lucky at that moment in time. I honestly thought we were gonna win after that play.
What is your approach heading into next year? Is there a specific game plan you formulated, or is it just, hey, grind?
I mean, I grinded with the Psycho Fox team. Like, you can grind every day. It's quality, not like quality is so much more important than quantity. It just comes down to having that disciplined team that respects me enough and respects like each other enough to listen to each other, because that's what chemistry is teammates
Right.
listening to each other, not tunnel visioning 24/7.
Any insight as to who Neslo may be teaming with next year?
I mean, he knows it. I've talked to him about it. It could have happened for. I want a team with Miracles.
Okay.
I think me and Mark, like, if there's one person I want to build a team with, it has to be Marcus. It's someone that I've always wanted a team with. Never really got the opportunity. He was on Justice for like a week with me, and then he went to ON. But his play style, his mentality, he's in the same situation I'm currently in. It's like he goes back to that original circle of players, the Killa, the Parasites, his impact players. in the rookies, and it just kind of doesn't work out for him. Like, it hasn't really worked out for him all year. Just like if I went back to TK, it just hasn't worked out for me anymore.
Right.
But when he's not in that circle of players, he settles. He settles for teams. He settles for players that I really think hold him back. And I think it's time. I know I talk to him every event. Usually you're around too, and it's just we have the same exact mindset as a player, and I know he's a beast. So
in terms of where people can find you, obviously you said you stream grind, you're focusing on that. What are some of the places that people can check you out?
Twitch.tv/Nezlo. Pretty much everything's Nezlo on my social media other than
Feels good, huh?
Instagram and YouTube. YouTube is I am Nezlo. Instagram, I'm pretty sure is I am Nezlo. Could be wrong, but it's either I am Nezlo or Nezlo. You have a 50-50.
Fair enough. That's where people can find you. One last question. Last year, you were asked a question who the best player in the game was, and you said it was John.
John, he does it all. John is probably the best player in Call of Duty right now, in my opinion.
Wow.
He literally runs around, and he's just a maniac. There's stuff he does. He makes plays. He makes everybody's job easier.
MVP, Call of Duty XP. So congratulations, you're a wizard. So I guess I have to ask you who's going to be the best player next year. I feel like that makes sense, right?
I like Clayster, dude. I think Clay is is honestly an animal. I mean, obviously it's something that I don't have the opportunity to team with him. He's on FaZe and he's got a great thing going there. But I think Clay's upside as a player is so high compared to everyone else. He's really smart. Like, he knows a lot of integral things about Call of Duty, and he has that talent to back it up and that energy. So, I mean, I think Clay's going to have a big year, especially having, like, a subpar year to his standards. Mm-hmm. But, honestly, I honestly think it's going to be me. Like, you could say I'm delusional.
Clay MVP next year.
I've never said it, like, I'm going to be the best player. I never said that I was the best player, but it's time to have some confidence. It's time to have some belief.
I respect it.